Gospel of John, it is said to be a different gospel other than the three synoptic gospels. If you are interested, synoptic gospels is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and then they're synoptic because they come from the same perspective of Jesus Christ. Bonke boyi-3 but nababhala ngokuzalwa kaJesu, ngokukhula kaJesu, ngokufundiswa nangemangaliso ukufa nokuvuka kwakhe. They are focusing on Jesus as a human being. It's in Amen Sontwe. Because Jesus needed to be human. I was teaching about that on Christmas. But Jesus needs to be a human being to save human being, but he needs to be a God to be above sin. So Matthew, Mark, no Luke, they are focusing on Jesus as a human being. But John focuses on Jesus as divine, as God, as being equal with God, as being of the same homoousios in the Greek, the same substance, or a sikus kaNkulunkulu. It's in Amen Sontweni. That is why Matthew no look nababhala ngaye, but he was Abraham wazalwa Isaac wazalwa Jacob wazalwa bani uJudah. I say up until David nabasuka kuDavid baze bafike kuJesu, because they are trying to prove to us how human he is. Bafuna ukusivezela ukuthi umuntu kangakanani, uvela kuphi futhi uqualify kangakanani ngokwesiJudah ukuthi avele in the lineage of their father Abraham and in their king David. It's in Amen Sontweni. But last funda corner, when we look at John giving us the origin of Jesus Christ, it does not give us a genealogy who says in the beginning was the Word. In other words, he goes beyond even Abraham. He goes beyond even Adam and Eve. He was there. He is the Word that was in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God. In other words, when you think of God, when you think of divinity, when you think of eternality of the Word, and the Word was God, the essence of the Word. Later. It's the creator that was never created. So when he says in the beginning was the Word, it does not say in the beginning the Word was created, but it says in the beginning the Word was already there. In other words, when the beginning began, the beginner was already there. In other words, in other words, uma kuzoqala unyaka nje ngicela ukukuthumela kulokwazi ukuqala, ngoba akakwazi ukuqala unyaka onganayo umuntu owazi iziqalo kangcono. Makunomuntu owazi iziqalo kangcono uJesu, ngoba iziqalo zingakabi khona, he was there. Before the beginning was, he was there. That's why in the book of Revelations, when he reveals himself, he says, I am the Alpha and the Omega. I'm the beginning. In other words, I don't have a beginning. Mina myself, I am the beginning. Mina ngiyisiqalo kwamina. Izinto ziqala kimi. Bese uyaqhubeka umbhalo lo obhala incwadi kaJohane athi ke zonke izinto zadalwa ngaye, ayikho into eyadalwa engadalwanga nguye. Nikhona kodwa bazalwane. So ngamagama uyasivezela ukuthi ke whenever you look around, you must know ukuthi everything you see, everyone you see was created by the same Word. Bese ke athi he was in the beginning. Useyasivezela ukuthi lelizwe akhuluma ngala kusiyinto nje, but he was in the beginning. Before he became Jesus, he was the Word. He was the Word. He was the originator. He was the creator of all things. Amen. That is why even the Bible, when it says the Word, it uses a capital letter W to show us this is capitalized, this is respected, this is not something, but it is He who was before the foundations of the world. So utike lo lizwi wayekhona iziqalo zingakabi khona. So uma ngabe sizoqala unyaka ake sithi sonke ke sibheke kuye umqalisi nompheleliso okhola kwethi, the author and the finisher, the one who can begin things and the one who does not begin things but the one who fulfills things. Nisekhona esontweni uPhilippians 1:6 uthi sithembeyile yona leyo nto ukuthi wenze njani, owuqalile akawushiye endleleni. ngamanye amagama akaqali nawe unyaka ebese lapha kubo June July ungasazi ukuthi kenzakala no owuqalile umsebenzi uyawufeza. He brings it to fruition, to accomplishment up until the end. Amen. Ngamanye amagama awukwazi ukuqala unyaka uthembela kwezinye izinto ungathembelanga kulo wayekhona izicalo zingakabi khona. Who oyisiqalo yena aqobo lwakhe. Ngoba na ubelievela kwenye into other than God, you are believing in something that has a beginning. Anizwa? Ngamanye amagama uma ngabe mina ngithemba ifoni yami le. Ngamanye amagama ngithemba into nayo ekwake kwaba khona isikhathi la ingekho khona. Into engazi konke edaliwe. But uma ngabe ngizothemba lo ongenaso isiqalo, the one who can go beyond the beginning. Nikhona ukuthi bazalwane othi ku Jeremiah, before I formed you I knew you and I ordained you to be a prophet among nations. Amagama lo ongazi nina ningakangazi. Nina ningazi because of lezi zinto eningazi ngazo, but yena ungazi before I was even formed in my mother's womb, before my mom and my dad met for the first time, he already knew me. That is the Jesus we are preaching. It's in Amen. So every time kuzoqala unyaka wonke umuntu ufuna abe nayo into ethi before I begin to do 1 2 and 3, before ngizoqala ama project enginawo, before ngizoqala ngebusiness lami, before ngizoqala kuvulwa emisebenzini, before yonke into edinga ukuqalwa, before izoqalwa, you must make sure ukuthi you set up the record straight. You must make sure ukuthi you set up the relationship with God to be fair and straight before uqhubeka la phambili ngempilo. Sikhona ukuthi sontweni. Yeah. So that is what we do ke uma sihlangana noNkulunkulu. We make sure ukuthi we invite him over everything before we begin with everything that we are going to begin. Amen. Amagama ungaqali izinto ushiye umqalisi nomphelelisi wokholwa kwakhe emuva. Do not begin with anything in your life without God being involved. Amen. Number 2, uma ngabe kuzoqala unyaka noma nawe uzoqala izinto enyakeni, you must understand ukuthi you start small things in a big way. Awu madoda ngiyashumayela. You start small things kanjani? In a big way. Ngamanye amagama ungabi nalento ukuthi ngoba wena izinto ozenzayo zincane bese uyazi-undermine inkosi yami lokho ngikwenzayo kuncanyana le business nginyana lami inkosi yami nalo msebenzi. You must have a mentality ukuthi lokho kuncane mala angikwenzi ngendlela encane. I'm doing something small but I'm doing it in a big mentality. Nikhona kodwa bazalwane, because I have an end in mind. I understand ukuthi lento noma ingaba incane namhlanje kodwa ayizuba incane forever. I have an end in mind. I start small things in a big way. Ingakho uZechariah akhuza athi, who dares to despise the days of small beginnings? Uthi ubani odelela izinsuku zokuqala kwezinto ezincane? Ngamanye amagama uthi do not despise the days of small beginnings. Do not despise izinto ngoba uzibona zizincane. Ungayidespise into enginayo nengiyenzayo ngoba yincane, because you don't understand what I have in mind. Nikhona kodwa bazalwane. So ngamanye amagama, always have a big mentality of the things that you are doing. Iba visionary in everything that you do. Wazi ukuthi izinto engizenzayo zona zibukeka zizincane today, but I have an end in mind. Think about a farmer. A farmer ungena esigangeni aphethe imbewu into encane. Kodwa uma atshala unikeza ispace. Enye imbewu ifaka la, abeka ispace athi enye imbewu angiyifake la. Angizwa vele bazalwane. Lo muntu uya understand ukuthi lento engenza yincane mara in a potential to grow to be a big tree. Manje angikwazi ukuziminyanisa. So I have an end in mind. Everything ngiyiplana with the mentality ukuthi I have to give space for everything I'm doing. Nikhona kodwa bazalwane. Ngamanye amagama ngithi mina nangoba ukholela uNkulunkulu, yekelani usuku wakhe indlu enamaroom amancane. Uthi ngoba ifurnish enginayo incane Nkosi yami kuzosala kuyiwolo eli open. Have an end in mind. Ithi ngaba iwolo nangikhuluma ngizizwe mina nangikhuluma, but not for long. Not for long. It's going to be just for now, because I understand ukuthi noma kuncane I start small things in a big way. Ithi amen esontweni. Ngamanye amagama nangoba uneyard elikhulu nawakha indlu ubona ukuthi amandla ayakulimita ngathi ungayakhela ngasesayidini ushiya ispace ngapha. Ngiyangizwa na. Ushiya space ngapha uthi khona into ezayo engizoyenza because you understand what for now incane lento engiyenzayo but I have an end in mind. Akwazi kwakha indlu encane phakathi naphakathi. Because uyazibophezela wena ukuthi forever and ever I will live in this small house. You start with what? You start with an end in mind. What I meant to say, yeah. So indlela izinto zicala ngakhona, you set up the pace, you set up the momentum. Waqala uvilapha, you are setting up the momentum for the whole year. That is why abantu abaloku bathi ngizoyenza January. Nango January bathi ngizoyenza February. Nango February bathi ngizoyenza ngoMarch. Nango March bathi ngizoyenza ngoJune. Bagcina bangenzanga next. Why? Because aba understand ukuthi it is in the beginning that you set up the pace for the whole race. Amen. Isiqalo siseta ipace for bonke. Bayazi abantwana ukuthi kwaspoileka ifirst born. Bonke bafollow isuits. Because yonke into ecaleni it has significance. It's in amen esontweni. How you start matters. Book of Psalms chapter 11 says, if foundations be destroyed, what can a righteous do? Amamagama makungamosheka yonke into yenzayo na ingamosheka ku foundation. Noma ngathi ungazamanga kanani uzama ukuyibeautify ukuyikhulisa iyokhula. The foundation say already set. If foundations be destroyed, what can a righteous do? Every foundation of every friendship, the foundation of every relationship, the foundation of every marriage depends upon the foundation it was founded upon. Ukuthi nahlangana kanjani, nahlanganiswa yini? Naqala kanjani kuyi foundation ezolasta forever. Angizwa bazalwane. Yeah. That is why abantu ababangani ngenxa yokuthi bahlanganiswa ukuthi ba against ubani abavamisa ukuba I friendship elast isikhathi eside. Ngoba I foundation yakhona was an evil foundation. Yaba bad foundation into ekhona noma ungazamanga kanani ukuyibeautify it will crack and it will fall. Amen. So every foundation matters. Because if foundation is just umgodi or set up at the pace for our walls, and if foundation it determines the strength of the entire building. Yes, okay. Ama beginnings anayo into ethi abantu ngeke babone ukuthi wenzani. So nangoba umuntu wenzela abantu uzoba nama foundations acrackile all the time. Ngiyafuna ukungizwa na. Ngoba ngesikhathi ugubhu yaphansi akekho umuntu obona ukuthi uyakha. Ugcwala kuyangcola, kugcwala ihlabathi nasendlini. That is what you are doing, you are going down. Bayazi abantu abake baqala ama business ukuthi when you are still in the foundation phase akekho nomuntu obonayo. Ngoba uba ne business elihamba uyajula, uba uyembe linye kodwa run business. Because you use your same profits to invest back to the business. When God, you are going deep because you believe God for going higher. Ihlahla ezinde zijulile ukuya phansi. Amen. So when we speak about beginnings, we are talking about that. We are talking about do you have the heart? You're going to izinto ezingezibone abantu nokuthi wenzani. But when you understand that I'm investing for my own sake. Imagine umuntu oya a university for 5 years, for 4 years, for 6 years. Uyafisa naye abona intanga zakhe complete nazo esikolweni sezidrive imoto. But ingqondo yakhe mele ibe ukuthi mina I'm digging a hole, I'm going down. I'm going deeper because sooner and very soon I'm going to be a skyscraper. Bayangizwa bazalwane. So ngamagama awuphiki nabantu abaphelela la. Kanti wena une mentality yokuya lapha. Abantu abayaphezulu, they understand ukuthi if it takes you 10 years to go deep, go deeper, because the sooner sekumele uphakeme. The Chinese bamboo tree I always tell you about, kuthatha 5 years simili impande siyaphansi. Asiveli nokuvela ke so. 5 years siyaniselwa every day. But kuthiwa ngonyaka wesi5 nasesiqhuma lesasihlahla. Kuthatha 2 weeks ukuba the tallest tree ever. In 2 weeks. Amagama lezi ezinye ezinominyaka ziloke ziba neminyaka sona siya understand ukuthi mina bengispenda yonke iminyaka yami ngibamba impande ngiyaphansi. So that when it is my time to show up. Yiko ke uNkulunkulu asebenza ngalendlela asebenza ngayo. Nikhona kodwa sontweni. That's why God hides you. That's why uNkulunkulu afihlane. Ingakho uNkulunkulu avalelane ekhwapheni. Ubathe ufuna ukuvela ukuthi ufuna ukutshengisa abantu, ubathe ufuna ukuqhoshela nabantu, uNkulunkulu akwenze ungakhona ukwaxhosha. Ungabi nalutho that you can use to brag upon people, because it is God hiding you. Nikhona kodwa bazalwane esontweni. Usho njalo Elizabeth uthi ke uNkulunkulu uthe uma nginika umntwana ebudaleni bami, and I hid myself for 5 years. Ngishumayela ngayo lento uthi ngase ngiyayifihla for 5 months. Ikhona into kuNkulunkulu ethi uma uJehova esekuphendula ingathi ungayoqwasha, ingathi ungayoyifihla, ingathi ungayojahela, ungayoyiveza kubantu prematurely. You hide isibusiso esivela kuNkulunkulu. Usithela I'm still hiding this thing because I believe this thing is still going to grow and become big. Into my call ukuthi zoba inkulu uyayifihla. Awujahela akusizo zonke izinto ofakaza ngazo baba. Akusizo zonke izinto ongatshela abantu ngazo. Ezinye izinto uthi uJehova kwenzela zona bese uyaqwasha uyifihla uthi can I hide this thing? Can I not tell you about this thing? uJehova usengenza le kodwa ngicela ungangitsheli ngayo because this thing is so powerful. You are my friends but I don't trust you with what I'm pregnant of. Ezinye izinto when you are pregnant of them you can't trust any abantu banomona uthembi wonke umuntu ngayo yonke into. Sometimes you hide it. Uyifihla uthi uJehova unginikile mara ngizoyifihla. Kunjani bahlangane nayo seyizelwe bakubuza ukuthi uphathele bani lo mntwana uthi this is my kid. Kunjani bahlangane nawe so drive imoto bangakwazanga nokuthi wasebenza nini ukuthi anifuna ukungikholwa. Kunjani bahlangane nawe bakubuza ukuthi eyabani le moto ohamba ngayo kanti abazi ukuthi it is yours. Kunjani bahlangane nawe so usemzini wakho. Inkinga yakho wena upost usagubha ifoundation. Uposta sebakhuphula iwall. Uposta bazalwane. Sometimes you hide your progress. Bangazi ukuthi kenzakalana abantu so that lalela ufuna wenza izinto abantu bathi unenyoka ukuthi nina nikhola. Ufuna wenza izinto abantu bathi uzenza kanjani futhi udizile. Futhi uthakile futhi because awubatshelanga uba-updateanga ngawo wonke ama steps of your life. You hid yourself when God remembered you. Uma uJehova ekukhumbula hide the progress. Ungatsheli bonke abantu ukuthi post status udusa ku-interview wechahile. You hide ama steps wakho, ama baby steps wakho. Kuthiwa ke do not announce your steps, announce your arrival. Ngamagama ungaloku uchaza ama baby steps osawathatha awu-announce sowufikile. Glory to Jesus. Abanye ihlobo zakho abezwe sebathi uvula indlu. Ashumayela mina nethi nina ngizwa. Abanye uhlobana nabo kodwa abakuze sowubamema uthi mzala ngicela nifike lapha ngakimi. Bathi wenzani? Uthi khona into engiyenzile lapha ngakimi. But bayafika bathola ngathi sekuyistairs lapha kakho because you believe ukuthi abantu over-update with everything but mabafike sekuyi-arrival moment. Arrival moment. Arrival moment. Amen. So he continues, John, he continues to tell us about the beginning. And then he says, the very same word that was in the beginning. In verse 14, he says, this word became flesh and dwelt among us. It is the eternal putting on mortality. Immortality putting on mortality. To limit himself on the earth. And we saw the wonder of his glory, full of grace and truth. Because when we see Jesus, we see grace. When we see Jesus, we see truth. Another level, grace upon grace. Or grace for grace. Umusa phezu komusa. Nkosi yami. Isikhathi ngeke singivumele ngiyadlula la ngizobuya ngelilanga. So when bese nasuka lapho uthi ke kwase kuba khona omunye ke obizwa ngokuthi uJohane. Manje umsebenzi kaJohane uthi ke ukumemezela indlela ayikhomba kulo ozayo emva kwakhe. Isekhona bazalwane. Because Jesus was born 6 months later than John. Lento ngiyilanda ngamabomu ngoba khona into engifuna ukukutshela yona. Ukuthi umuntu ufike ekuqala kunawa kusho ukuthi ubetter than wena. Bazalwane bayafuna ukuyizwa lento noma ngiyiyeke. Uthi uJohn mayekhuluma ngaye, uthi the one who is coming after me is preferred than me because he was before me. Uthi uze emva kwami yena ningaphiki ne chronological order of arrival. Ningaphiki ngokuthi yena ufike emva kwami. Yeah, ingakho abakhulumela lokushini bathi sinamuva liyabukwa. Ingakho bathi he who laughs longer. Nikhona kodwa bazalwane. Manje inkinga yakho wena usuke wabuka ontanga yakho wathi abantu engafunda nabo esikoleni Nkosi yami sebahlala emizini yabo, seba drive imoto zabo, sebashadile. Bese uyabalabala usebenzisa lento leyo njengomthandazo kuNkulunkulu. God is uNkulunkulu mangele is wondering ukuthi do you know what I have prepared for you? Do you know ukuthi wena mase kuyisikhathi sakho ukuthi wena you are preferred than them. You may come after them but wena mase kuyisikhathi sakho kuzobonakala they are going to declare you. Kunezinto emele zenzeke zizowenzeka late but zizoba better than lezi ezenzeke kuqala. I'm going to show you just now. Bese ke iBhayibheli lithi ke wasuyavela kuJesu ngelilanga uJohn abhaphathisa lithi wasuyabachazela ukuthi nale wundlu likaNkulunkulu isusa izono zezwe. The one I've been telling you about. Lithi iBhayibheli ngesikhathi abatshela ukuthi nale wundlu basuka kuye balandela iwundlu. Because noma ngabe ngifike kuqala uma sekufika the one who is preferred than me noma ngabe ufike late they are going to follow you. Ngisho ukuthi mina kwezinye indawo uzofika late, kwezinye indawo uzoqhashwa late, thiwa abaye bana 10 years basebenza wena una only 2 months usebenza but nabacabanga ipromotion but you deserve the I believe what I'm preaching about right now. Kunabantu abafike kuqala indawo